Hi YouTube, welcome to my channel. My name is Adobe. Such a pleasure to be back, guys. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I'm looking forward to this beautiful week ahead of us. It's been pretty dull recently here in California. I guess we're having weather changes, more rain, but beautiful sunshines as always. So thank you guys for the likes, comments, subscriptions, and views. Please keep sharing until everyone has at least, some working, functional understanding of how their psyche works, their brain works, and how to get help, and to understand that certain topics, especially what I talk about here, talk about how the brain works, you don't feel like what you're going through is not normal. All right, guys, so welcome to today's topic. I'm going to be talking about depression. Yes, so I've been having the talk about mental health illnesses, mental health instability, and mental health disorders. So I did talk about schizophrenia, bipolar depression, and today I want to be talking about depression. So it's very interesting how our world has kind of evolved into being more expressive, more forthwith with your opinions, basically just say what's on your mind, out with it. There's always a tribe that you can flow and flock with, basically. However, as interestingly as it sounds, you would think that with the invention or with the advancement of technology that our lives would be, shall I say, open and flowing. But the reverse happens to be the case, Not that I would, advise generalizing, but it would seem that in a more open society, people are more secretive. And how is so? Well, depression is one of the major things that you would see in a person who commits suicide, right? There's high rate of suicide amongst young people, amongst educated people, amongst professionals. Recently in the news, there's this young man by Mr. Kern who committed suicide because of the GameStop and stock market issue or changes, or retail investors, going hard on their choices with the stock market, and he killed himself because he thought he owed a lot of people a lot of money. So for a young man to think that the best way to deal with his problem is to kill himself, it's really sad, and it's quite unfortunate. I sympathize with the parents. It's a terrible way to lose a child over something as mundane, forgive me, as money. Someone like that must have been intelligent to be in the stock market. I would assume that anyone who's trading, not just long-term investing, but actually doing the short-term investing, which is options and tradings and futures and contracts and all that. Anyone who is able to handle all that, must be intelligent in other things, in something, and must have been useful to the world, to his community, and as a race, as human race, it's somewhat unfortunate that young people feel this pressure to perform so much that when they feel like there is no other way, death is the only way. No, life is so precious. Life, I don't know how to express it, but it's like, as long as you are living, you can always rewrite your story. As long as you exist, as long as you are here, as long as you are part of the human race, you can change it, change yourself, change. It might seem a little, wishy-washy, or wishing on a stone or things like that, on a star. But You can choose, just as you can choose to smile, you can choose not to smile. Just as you can choose to make friends with certain people, you can choose not to make friends with certain people. Just as you can choose to even answer someone calling your name. It is unbelievably saddening that people feel that they have lost their choice. Okay, there's something a popular charismatic leader said, take everything but give me freedom or give me, that. But I'd like to believe that he feels that having choice is so key. And as long as you live, the universe, God is dedicated to upholding your rights, even if the law doesn't, even if your country doesn't, even if the people around you doesn't. There's a universal law that gives you the right to exist. For Christians, Christ has bought our freedoms, so no one can tell you. The Bible says, if a man's conscience does not, criticize him, let no one criticize him. Okay, this is a problem I have with a lot of church people and church leaders telling people what's going to happen to them if they don't do X, Y, Z. Look, the Bible is there as a reference, as a guide, but ultimately the Holy Spirit is your guide, is your mentor, is your teacher, and helps you kind of assimilate the Bible reading and instructions to your situation. Yes, standards are not relative when it comes to the Bible, but it's relative culturally because the Bible existed in a culture. So the commandments were made with respect to that culture. So if you from a different culture are going to take up the Bible, you need the wisdom of the Holy Spirit as it applies to your culture, your beliefs, and your upbringing and environment. This is the problem I have with African and generally Christian leaders who have this narrow-mindedness towards the Bible and religion. Okay, for a person like Jesus who was really open, today's Christians are rather small-minded, closed off, judgmental, and intensely critical. Okay, I'm hoping we can change that. So back to today's topic, which is depression, guys. Okay, I'm going to be discussing it gradually, as we talk about things. I have my notes here. We're just going to go over, things. For anyone, please understand, anyone going through depression, if you have an emergency, please pause this video and call 911 for those of you in the US. In your respective countries, please contact the emergency. If you know someone who is threatening to hurt themselves, call the suicide lines in your country. Okay, other than that, please get help from someone you trust. If you have no one that you trust in your life, please get to your social department, your state social services or state welfare services, and ask them to help. You need to talk to someone, basically. Okay, we have families for this, we have relatives, we have community. Okay, we start building relationships and support systems from family to community, and it grows. Or other groups you join, such as health groups, church groups, talent groups, and so on. So please expand your network, open, smile, say hello, introduce yourself, be part, okay? Participate in your own existence, all right? So when it comes to depression, let's get right into it. So depression is a mood disorder. Now, what is a mood disorder? Is basically it's a mental health problem that affects your daily living, all right? It affects your emotional state, okay? Mood disorders have to do with emotional state. What is your emotional state? And what are emotions? Sad, angry, agitated, irritable, things that you feel. So when you're driving, how do you feel? When you're eating, how do you feel? It would be appropriate, it would be it would be nice. I would like to say you should, but I don't want to should anymore. Basically, when you're eating, are you enjoying the food? Are you thinking about the food? Are you thinking about the person who prepared the food? Are you enjoying the ingredients of the food? You see, in our world, we are in such a hurry. We take no notice of our bodies when we're taking a shower or a bath. We take no notice of our teeth when we're brushing. We take no notice of our health, our skin health. We take no notice of our hair. We take no notice of anything. We just go on autopilot. Okay? Take notice of yourself. Enjoy your own company as much as you can. Learn to enjoy your company. Be still by yourself. You are beautiful. You are loved. You came to this world of all the sperms between your mother and father. You are the one that became a person, a human baby. All right? So take notice of what you are feeling as often as possible in your daily routine in 24 hours, okay? Assuming you sleep for 8, okay? And those of you who are proud that you sleep 4 hours because you are the entrepreneur of the year, please stop that rubbish, okay? Your circadian system needs to function and your body heals when you sleep. And if you are sleeping 4 hours, you're only healing 4 hours, you are becoming you're setting yourself up for some serious issues, especially when it has to do with your psychology, because the body repairs itself in your quiet, the sleep mode basically, but I don't want to just say sleep, even when you're meditating, when you're quiet, when you're calm, and when you're settled. Okay, so depression is a mood disorder where you have persistent feeling of sadness or loss of interest. Now, why it's important to take notice of your feeling is you're watching a movie. Are you able to watch it from beginning to end without being distracted by something you're worried about? Money, your job, your health. What are the things bothering you? Are they permanent issues? Are they temporary issues? See, a young man who took his life because of his stock losses, he solved a temporary problem with a permanent solution. All right, just like the young lady who used Gorilla Glue on her hair. That is a that's putting too much, using something that it's not the solution to a problem or challenge or something you wish to fix. That means appropriate solutions need to be used for the appropriate problems. Otherwise, you create a whole new set of problems. Okay? Now, there are a few symptoms of someone who is depressed. I'm going to go right into behavioral and physical symptoms of someone who is depressed. We talk about sleep. Okay, so for those who are proud to only sleep less than 6 hours or less than 5 hours, you need to work with your body. You need to appreciate your body and all it's doing to keep you functioning and alive. All right? That means when you're depressed, your sleep pattern changes. Your circadian rhythm is off, and you could suffer insomnia. That's the the inability to sleep. You could be restless. That's another thing. When you don't sleep, you're restless. And coffee doesn't help, quite frankly. See, alcohol and possibly coffee are two things. Alcohol, most especially, is one thing you need to avoid when you are feeling upset. A lot of people take alcohol when they're upset or when they're feeling down and out and hopeless. You see, alcohol amplifies that negative feeling. All right, alcohol amplifies a depressive state. So you can see how it's like you suffered a burn and then you go and put hot water on the burn. No, that only amplifies your pain. All right. A lot of people fear, and this is why oftentimes a depressed person keeps consuming alcohol, because it just keeps on reducing your threshold. So this is where you were when you were upset. You take alcohol, it ups you, it numbs your feelings. See, you don't need to numb what you're experiencing. It's like go through it. It's like the only place that's safe in a storm is in the eye of the storm. So if you're having a depressed state, or you're in a depressive state, you need to go through it, albeit with help, with some information, but you need to go through it and not numbing yourself, because numbing yourself means you're not taking responsibility for what's happening in your body. That means things can be going wrong, but hey, you've checked out, so there's nobody, your brain is numbed out, so it can't communicate to your heart, to your lungs. Everybody is like, okay, down tools until the brain comes back. So you do not want to do that in a depressive state. Loss of appetite or change of appetite. You can eat more, eat less. That's the thing, because of the mood. Okay, that's why it is said that you are responsible for your happiness. Okay? You decide, because it's a mental thing. I'm happy. I choose to be happy. I choose to smile. I choose to enjoy my current situation. I choose to believe that I will find a way out of it. Okay? This is the idea behind helping you come out of it. We're going to talk about that in my next video. All right? And then you have change in energy levels. It's usually low energy. Here's the crazy thing about emotion. Remember when I talked in my first video, when I talked about your emotions, the psychology of the brain. So there is a mental state in your head. These are your thoughts. Remember, REBT. The rationale in your head determines your emotive state. So if you're feeling sad, you're thinking sad thoughts. And that's why they say you're responsible for your happiness. You need to switch. It's like a channel. Change that channel. All right? God is not going to come down from heaven and put manna on your lap and poof, you're suddenly happy. No. He is giving you the key in your brain. The human brain is a beautiful masterpiece that I need us to understand and not underestimate it. Your REBT, remember, the rationale level, the emotive level, which then informs your behavior. You're feeling good, you're thinking good thoughts, makes you feel good, and you do good things for yourself and for others around you. You're thinking negative thoughts, you have negative emotions. It's automatic download. Okay, good positive thoughts download automatically to good emotions. Okay, bad negative repressed thoughts download negative depressive emotions, and these, it's automatic. Good thoughts, good emotions, good behavior. Bad thoughts, bad emotions, bad behavior. All right, guys, so there's a lot to talk about, and then there's concentration. All right, when we're talking about concentration, because your mood is fluctuating. See, the emotional part of our brain is so powerful that it can override the rational part of our brain, which is controlled by the frontal lobe. All right, the rational human being. This is where your judgment comes in, your rationale, your decision making. So emotion is all that outburst, anger, aggression, retaliation, rebuttal, okay, defensiveness, and all that stuff we do when we're emotional. So you need to return control to your rational brain, all right? Because that is the person giving the instruction. So if your rational brain is throwing negative bombs down to your emotional brain, you need to go back up to your rational brain and turn it off. Okay? Switch to positive, because it is a machine. Your emotional brain does not listen to you. It listens to your thoughts. Change your thoughts, it will automatically affect your emotions, which of course are your moods. All right. And then your routine behavior and your weight gain or loss, and your daily functioning. All right. So it's important to have your rationale positive so that you can have positive emotions, because our emotions are very powerful. Emotions can cause people to commit murder. Emotions have caused people to kill themselves. It's that feeling. All right. Emotion is your rational part is your conscious mind. Unfortunately, your emotion lies in your subconscious. So what you've been telling yourself all day is being downloaded into your subconscious, where the emotion is very powerful. The emotion is like the deputy, is like the president of the subconscious. So however you're feeling in your subconscious, you need to ensure that the emotion does not run riot in your subconscious, because a negative emotion is going to create negativity in your subconscious. That's how powerful it is. So you need to ensure that you download positive emotions so that it stirs your subconscious thoughts in a positive direction, because you cannot control your subconscious. That is why it's subconscious. And guess what? We are 95% of our subconscious. It's powerful. So for the 5% that you are awake and rational, you need to download, you should endeavor, you should, with all your heart and all your might and everything in you, download positivity and positive thought and words into your subconscious, which will control, that reigns in your emotions, so that when you're in your subconscious state, which is 95% of the time, your emotions have already been instructed on positivity. So guys, we're gonna continue this. All right, I'm already 20 minutes past videos. So let me know, think about it. If it's practical, just think something positive, whether it feels silly, it's good. You can't take yourself seriously. I'm sorry. Feel free to goof around, feel free to laugh at yourself. That is life. You need to exercise your mental muscles so that you can withstand troubles, disappointments, grief, and so on. Practice not taking yourself so seriously. Practice the understanding that, yes, this is bad, but I'm going to laugh anyway. Smile, look at yourself in the mirror and smile. It feels silly, it feels inappropriate, it doesn't align with your situation. Who cares? Okay? What you're doing is simply resetting your subconscious and your emotions so that you can figure a way out of your current predicament or challenge. All right, guys? Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for participating and subscribing. I will do my best to bring you the latest up-to-date psychological information, okay? Keep in mind, please, if you're suffering depression, you need to get into therapy, seek a licensed therapist. My YouTube channel is for information purposes only. All right, guys? Thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.